To be completely honest with you, I think Panama and Tunisia have it really hard to come out of this group. However, there are some things that we need to mention in how they might compete against Belgium and England. Everything that you need to know about these four teams coming right up. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Welcome back to another preview. This one is going to be about Group G, which contains Belgium, England, Tunisia and Panama. First of all, just gonna say amazing, thank you very much for all your support on the last few World Cup content videos. You have been really enjoying this, so I'm very happy to see a lot of new people joining this community. If you're watching us for the very first time, thank you very much. And if you're watching us for a long time now, I just want to thank you as well a lot for your continuous contribution and support to every single video I post. So right away, if you enjoy this, please remember to drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. You get the deal, you know the drill, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start off right away with Belgium, which are third in the FIFA World Rankings. They've qualified obviously by coming first in Group H of the UEFA qualifiers, and their current manager is Roberto Martinez, ex-Everton head coach. They've appeared 12 times previously in the World Cup, with their most experienced player being Jan Vertonghen from Spurs with 102 appearances. Their last World Cup was obviously in Brazil 2014 when they went out in the quarterfinals to Messi's Argentina. Their top goal scorer is Manchester United striker Romelu Lukaku, which has scored currently 39 goals after scoring a hat-trick against Costa Rica, and their star player is going to be Eden Hazard, which is obviously their best player. Moving on, we're going to take a look at Belgium's potential 11. I think they're going to go with a 3-4-3. They have been trying out this formation for a very long time now. Even though they don't have amazing fullbacks, they have made the best out of this squad. They're going to go with Thibaut Courtois in the main goalkeeper position. The three main center backs are going to be Jan Vertonghen for the left, trying to get used to that left-footed and really getting the best out of it. Then put in Thomas Vermaelen through the middle. Thomas Vermaelen, I think, is going to start until Vincent Kompany is obviously coming back. If he returns in the second game, then I think he will be the main starter. But for now, I'm going to put Vermaelen in that position. And then for the right, we're going to have Toby Alderweireld, which also very similar to Jan Vertonghen, has played previously a long time in those two positions, so I think they will understand each other very well. For the left wing back position or the left midfielder, I'm gonna put Yannick Ferreira Carrasco. Many people may not understand why he's been playing in that position, but for a very long time now under El Cholo Simeone in Atletico Madrid, he has been having a lot more defensive responsibility, and I think that this has come with a little more of experience and playing time, having that really big defensive load, which gives him the ability to play as this left wingback / left midfielder, obviously with a lot of more offensive output than defensive output, but for the time being I think he will be a good player in that position. On the other hand of the defense, we're going to have Thomas Meunier from PSG. Similar to Carrasco, he's a little bit more defensive than what he is offensively, but he still can manage on both two different sides of the pitch. The two main center midfielders are going to be Axel Witsel and Kevin De Bruyne, or KDB. And I think that on front they're going to have Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku and Dries Mertens. Overall, I got to give this squad a rating of an A+, because the main thing here is that they can only kind of play this system. So if they see themselves in a very sticky situation, for instance, I don't know whether they will be capable enough of trying to have a plan B, if you know what I mean. I think each good team in the world has a plan A and plan B and even a plan C, but for now, the time being, I think that Belgium need another kind of alternative to this 3-4-3. Moving on, we're going to take a look at a team which is kind of close to me, and that is Panama, because I lived actually in Panama before. I'm from Peru, but I've lived some time of my life in Panama when I was younger. So it was kind of interesting because in Panama they never really talked about football, which was kind of surprising. But now they're in a World Cup, and I would have kind of liked to see that, because it's a different thing being in Peru where we're coming back out of 36 years. But in Panama it's kind of different, you know, because they have never ever been in a World Cup. So it has to be really exciting for them. Panama is currently ranked in the 55th FIFA World Rankings. Obviously, I think they will improve with the years and obviously improve with the season, so hopefully they can get higher up. They've qualified, becoming third in CONCACAF after that horrendous USA match against Trinidad and Tobago, so well done, Panama. Their manager is Hernan Dario Gomez. I've never heard of him before, and like I said, they're debutants in this World Cup, so they've made 0 previous World Cup appearances. Their most experienced player is Gabriel Gomez with 144 appearances, and the last World Cup, like I said, they're just debuts. Their top goal scorer is Luis Tejada, which actually plays in Peru, I think, for Sport Huancayo, if I'm not wrong. He has 43 goals for the national side, and their star player, I think, is going to be Edgar Barcenas. I think he's a decent 23-year-old, or no, I think he may be a little bit older than now. I've watched a few highlights of him because I tried to see how many my friends from Panama would tell me which is the best player, and many of them said Edgar Barcenas because he's that kind of player who is like just had talent, you know, like he cannot be playing a big league, but you know that he has talent and can make anything out of nothing. So I think that Barcenas will be the player to watch for Panama in this World Cup. Moving on, we're going to take a look at Panama's potential 11. I think they're going to go with a 4-1-4-1. They've been actually playing 4-4-2 for a long time during qualifiers, but in the last few days, one of their main players, Quintero, which is this number 10/right midfielder, got injured unfortunately in training, so he's gonna miss the World Cup. So we send you the best of hopes, best of wishes for Quintero, but he was a main player for the squad. So I think the manager decided to change some few things, so he decided to go with this 4-1-4-1 formation, trying to have a little more of a defensive unit and keep them very stable rather than relying on some individuals for the play. So they're gonna go with Ochoa is not the main goalkeeper. Fuck. So excuse me for that. I had in my previous template, I had Ochoa, which was from Mexico. So obviously I need to change that. And well, the goalkeeper now is gonna be Penedo. Yeah, he's going to be the goalkeeper. Then we have Baloy and Torres as the two main center backs. For the left, we're going to have Ovalle. For the right, we're going to have Machado. The main CDM is going to be Gabriel Gomez, like I said, the most experienced player in this side. The two main midfielders are going to be Cooper and Godoy. And then for the right, we're going to have Barcenas, like I said. For the left, we're going to have a very young, I think 20-year-old called Rodriguez. And then up top, we're going to have Perez. The main thing about this Panama squad, which keeps me kind of worried about them, is that their striker is really old. They have 29, and then they have a 36-year-old striker, and then a 37-year-old in Luis Tejada. So it really worries me about how they're gonna get the goals, because like I said, in qualifiers, Panama did a very good thing to try and keep on the race, and finally when the opportunity came, they took it. But it just worries me a lot because they didn't score so many goals. And I don't know how they will be able to do this, but hopefully they can, because it's a team I want to see well in the World Cup. I may not see them progress into the next stages, but I think I want them to do good. Obviously, they're debutants, so they want to do a good performance on their first World Cup. So let's hope Panama actually does good. But for now, I'm just saying that I'm really worried about the striker. I'm really worried about the overall squad. I don't know much too much about them, but I just gotta say it looks really weak in some cases. So I'm gonna give them a C rating, or it could be a C plus if Quintero was in here, because I think Quintero would just add a little bit extra to the squad that perhaps without him they don't have. Next up, we're gonna take a look at Tunisia. This is the third team here in Group G. Tunisia currently ranked in the 21st position in the rankings. I gotta say I'm really impressed about this Tunisia side. I was watching the game about Spain and Tunisia, the friendly, and Tunisia played the ball really good. They play actually really good football. They came first in Group A of the how do you say, the CAF qualifiers in Africa. Their manager is Nabil Malo. They've appeared I don't know. Actually, the A has like this weird symbol on top of it. I've never seen it before, so I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna go with Nabil Malo. They've appeared in the World Cup 4 times before. Their most experienced player is Ali Malo, another Malo, with 46 appearances. And the last World Cup was in Germany 2016, where they went out in the group stages to Spain and Ukraine, if I'm not wrong. Their top goal scorer is Wabi Kasri with 12 goals, and their star player is Saif Edin Kaoui. I don't know. Somebody can please correct me down below. He's from Marseille. He has 23 years old. He has been playing a lot for Marseille recently in Ligue 1. He scored, I think, like 3 goals this season. He's a left winger and also can play as a striker. So I think this guy could be a kind of a revelation for Tunisia. Moving on to their potential 11, I'm going to go with a 4-4-1-1. This is kind of interesting because they actually like to play the striker and a center forward much more closer, not exactly as a number 10, but rather have the creative play going through their wingers. So we're gonna give the goalkeeper position. Once again, I confused. I never changed the goalkeeper. What? Well, their goalkeeper, once again, I forgot to change it, and it's gonna be Math Loefi. Hopefully that's right. I'm not sure. The other center backs are gonna be Meraya and Benalouane from Leicester City, ex-Leicester City player, because I think he got released. The left back's gonna be Malo, like I said, the most experienced player of this Tunisia side. For the right, we're gonna have Bron. They have another right back, which is kind of older, I think. He actually plays a lot more games for Tunisia, but I think that Bron should start just because of what I've seen in some cases. He looks like a little bit more of a versatile player, and I think that he will be actually kind of good for this Tunisia side. In the midfield, we're gonna have Chikri and Sassi. Also, they have a player called Ben Amor, which could be a good one, but he's a CDM, but I'm just worried because I haven't seen him played. I've looked at the research, I haven't watched the games, but take a look at the squads, and he wasn't in both the squad of when they played against Portugal, when they're playing against Spain, and when they play against Turkey. So perhaps he got desafectado. Perhaps he got released from the squad going to the World Cup. I'm not sure. Can somebody tell me down below? For the left mid, we're going to have Sliti, and for the right, we're going to have Badri, and then we're going to have Kasri as a center forward, and then up top, Ben Youssef. Another player they're missing is, I don't know the name, but he's actually kind of good player. A left midfielder or right midfielder. He's kind of good, 27 years old, has a weird haircut, and looks actually pretty cool. That guy they're missing. That's like, for instance, Peru had Paulo Guerrero. I think this guy, they're losing it to injury. I don't know the name, but he's a good player. So I'm gonna put them a rating of B. So I'm giving them a B rating because I gotta say that, like I mentioned before, they played really good football. They play with the ball very, very good. They know how to touch the ball around, and that can really complicate you in some cases. So I'm going to give them a rating of B, not necessarily because of the names, but just of how good and functional their team is. So I'm going to give them B because they deserve it. They really, really do deserve it. And to finish it off, we're going to go with the almighty Lions of England. They're ranked in the 12th position in the FIFA World Rankings. I can't believe I just say the mighty Lions of England. They're not mighty. I mean, if you do World Cup, you're going to shut my mouth. Hopefully they do good, but for now, I just think they're really kind of weak. They've qualified in the first position in Group F, obviously against Slovakia and Scotland. Their manager is Gareth Southgate, which, to be honest, have gotten England playing really good. I'm going to mention about that later, but the mighty just sound like top-tier elite teams like Brazil, but nah, they're like one level below, to be honest. They've appeared in the World Cup 14 times previously, and their most experienced player is the Chelsea captain, yeah? Gary Cahill, 60 appearances for the national side. The last World Cup was in Brazil 2014, where they went out in the group stages to Costa Rica and Uruguay. I'm still surprised that Costa Rica made it out of that group. Imagine, Uruguay, England, Italy, Costa Rica? Costa Rica would be like the lowest. Nobody would have bet for Costa Rica to go down. Their top goal scorer is Danny Welbeck. To be honest, I thought it was going to be Harry Kane, but no, it's Danny Welbeck, 16 goals. And their second player is Raheem Sterling, because I think that even though some people hate the tattoo of Raheem Sterling, what the hell, man? Let the man be. Let the man have a tattoo and honor his father. And yeah, just shut up. Like, his tattoo is cool. You know what? Just ignore it. It's not even finished. The potential 11 is a 5-3-1-1, and this actually kind of got me a little bit worried at the start because they didn't have. I thought it was just never gonna function. Like, playing Kyle Walker as a center back made absolutely no sense for me. But after I saw the friendly games against Costa Rica and Nigeria, I gotta say Gareth Southgate got them playing football really, really well. So I gotta give credit where it's due, and they actually playing really good football. I'm gonna give the nod to Jordan Pickford, the same as Gareth Southgate. I think that the manager is gonna give this extra nod to Pickford over somebody like Jack Butland and Nick Pope. The Freeman center backs, like I said, I think it's gonna be John Stone for the middle, trying to have that ability to distribute the ball very nicely with this guy. Then for the right, Kyle Walker, like I said, and then for the left, I'm gonna give Gary Cahill the nod once again, because some people may want to play Harry Maguire, but I just think that he has. Gary Cahill, you need that kind of experience in the midfield. You need in the defense. You need somebody who will shout at Stones and tell him to stay in position. You need somebody who has been there before, and Gary Cahill has definitely been there before. For the left wing back position, I'm gonna put Ashley Young for now. I think that if they played Danny Rose in the friendlies, but they didn't, he could have been starting the World Cup. So I just think he needs an extra little bit of game time. But obviously Rose for me is better than Young. Danny Rose is better than Young, don't get me wrong, but for now I'm gonna put Ashley Young because he just has that extra little bit of game time, which is always important coming into a World Cup. For the right back position, I'm gonna put Trent Alexander-Arnold, the TAA Trenty, my boy from the Champions League final. He's been playing absolutely wonderful these last few games in the season, but obviously Kieran Trippier could start in that position, but I just think Trent is a little bit better than Trippier, in my opinion. You can have your own opinion. The two main CDMs is where I'm really worried about because they got Jordan Henderson and Eric Dyer. I don't think that works. I really do not think that works. They need somebody else. I really do not understand Southgate not taking Wilshere. Like, take Wilshere, take Lallana, take somebody, John Joe Shelby, take somebody who knows how to create something. Because Henderson is a CDM, a little bit more creative than Eric Dyer, but they're just both CDMs. They will not work. And Dele Alli is not a guy who will like create anything. He's like mostly the guy to finish out the plays. He has a lot of goals. That's why he's sort of like a Lampard kind of guy. But he's not gonna create you too much. So I'm really worried about that. If it was my chance to put in, I will put actually Henderson alongside somebody like Fabian Delph or even somebody like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But I think that Gareth Southgate will go with Henderson and Dyer. I think that's their weak point. But let's see what happens. We're going to have Dele Alli as a number 10, like I said. And then up top, we're going to have Raheem starting slowly a little bit behind Harry Kane, so he can drift left and right. And then up top, like I said, we're going to have the Hurricane in Harry Kane. The Hurricane in Harry Kane. And I'm going to give this squad a B rating of B. I'm going to give this squad a rating of B+. Yeah, that makes sense. My sentence structure is kind of wrong today. So B+, I'm going to give them. I think they have a decent squad. I would actually give them B before, but they just show me, Gareth Southgate show me that they understand the system. And for me, the most important thing is having a system that works. For now, for instance, Argentina, you need to fix your system. Argentina, come on, just fix it. Like, you've been playing a long time. It seems now that Sampaoli has the team already, but the functionality, the system is the most important thing in a team. And I was worried about the system of England, but Gareth Southgate proved me wrong, and they actually do know the system. So I'm actually kind of confident now that England can do good. They may not be amazing top tier teams, they might not be the mighty Lions of England, but for now they're a good side. And to finish it off, I'm going to give you my predictions of this group. Certainly, I think Belgium are going to finish first. And then we're going to have, I think, a battle tighter than some people may think between Tunisia and England. I think that first match between Tunisia and England will be make or break for either of the two sides. Definitely, I think that England has a little bit of a nod. But seeing that Tunisia is a hard team to beat, it's going to be quite interesting. Because they may get a draw and then go out in goal difference or something like that. That could happen. That could really happen. That certainly is a chance. Because when you play a team who you may play against somebody like Iceland, perhaps, where Iceland are perhaps not gonna beat you. They're not good scoring goals, a lot of them, but they're hard to beat. You understand me? If you're hard to beat, it's different from just being bad. And Tunisia are hard to beat. So everything's gonna be in that match between England and Tunisia, but I just think England has the nod. I think they may draw in points. But in goal difference, England will go a little bit higher up. And I think that England will make it out in goal difference at the end. Just another story for the mighty three Lions of England, I guess. So I'm going to give Belgium, then England, then Tunisia, and then Panama for this Group G. Leave me your thoughts on all of more and everything more in the comment box down below. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.
DC Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. DC Productions on the track. DC Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. Productions on the track. Exclusive. This is Key Productions on the track. Key Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. This is Key Productions on the track. Productions exclusive. Brand new beat. This is Key Productions on the track. This is Key Productions on the track. This is Key Productions on the track. BugaLuis Productions exclusive. Brand new beat.